Hi everyone.
Hello.
So today I'm with Zoruasmr,
And
we wanted to do a different kind of videos because we usually do role plays together, but today we wanted to do a more
soft-spoken
discussion
debate
type videos where we can just talk generally about ASMR. And we have a couple of questions regarding ASMR, and we would like to talk about them and answer some commonly asked questions. Okay?
Yeah, we got a few questions quite regularly, and we wanted to address this in this video and talk about also about the future of ASMR.
Yes. So we've done this video in French before, so if you want to check this version out, it's in the description box.
And it will be better if you want to understand what I say, because English is not my native language and you can hear it. But
so he's very courageous because he didn't know if he would be able to do the English version, but I'm sure it's going to be very fine.
I will try.
Okay. So the first question that I have is general one. What is ASMR for us? You want to start?
Okay. So ASMR for me is something that is very old, because I started to discover ASMR like 6 years ago, a bit more than 6 years ago.
You discovered just before me.
Yeah.
Actually, you discovered and then you sent me a link of a video from VeniVidiVulpes, and this is how I discovered ASMR.
Yeah, I discovered with one of our video because I was working a lot in what we call in France class préparatoire, which is
an intensive 2 or 3 years education stuff.
Yeah, and it's very, very hard. So I searched for relaxing videos and found one of VeniVidiVulpes, and immediately I felt very relaxed and I just wondered, what is that? So for me, ASMR is something that helped me a lot during this hard time of my life, because studies were very, very hard. And after 2 years of listening to ASMR videos almost every day and going to sleep with them, I wondered why not start an ASMR channel myself. But I was a little shy about it. But behind the moon there, we are the most brave of us two.
At first we would do some clips, some small videos or audio files, and we would send them to each other. But at first we didn't really want to post them out there in the world in YouTube, because we were not sure anyone else would be interested in our video, and we were not very sure about the quality of our products also. But I think I'm the one who done my channel first and post my first video, and then I said to Zoru, you should do the same, because it's better to do it together than just on your own. And
I started because she kind of challenged me by starting first and saying, I did it, just do it too.
It's funny because I found out about ASMR because you sent me a video in the first place, but then he's done videos because I started making videos in the first place.
That's kind of an end for you. What is ASMR?
Win-win situation. So for me, what is ASMR? It's a bit like you, because just like Zoru, when I started looking at watching videos of ASMR type videos, it was in a difficult time for me, also where I was very stressed, and it was really a way for me to relax and calm down and sort of forget everything that was going wrong or being difficult in my life. So it's been very helpful to me, and I think it's the same for a lot of person. A lot of person watch ASMR videos to forget about their life, or whether it's a panic attack. Some people watch ASMR videos to focus on something else, to get better. Some persons have also mental issues and feel like ASMR can help them anyway feel better and feel more relaxed. So I believe that it's a way to relax and to get better some way.
And for me it was also going to sleep. for many people it's because
about finding sleep. Yes.
Yeah, it was very very hard for me to fall asleep, to fall asleep, and it was like 2 or 3 hours before I was falling asleep. And after I discovered ASMR, it only took me like 20-30 minutes. It was a huge relief, and I think that many people are also searching for ways to fall asleep.
Faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
that's it for the question,
I think.
Okay. So next question we have is why do people whisper or use soft-spoken in ASMR videos?
I will let you start.
Yeah, so many people are surprised when they find an ASMR video for the first time and the person is whispering, because this is rather unusual, and it can be hard to understand, and some people even think it's laughable to watch an ASMR video when you're not in the mood, basically, whether it's on Facebook, it's on the TV, on a documentary, for example. So there are many questions about this topic, but yeah, many people find that whispering is very relaxing and soft-spoken as well.
Yeah, and I also get a lot of why are you using soft-spoken, and why are you not whispering? Yeah. Because many people think that ASMR
is only whispers.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they found it on TV or on the internet, and everywhere they are only talking about whispers girl, whisper boys, and I don't think that it's only that, because some people like soft-spoken, some people are more easily attracted to soft-spoken because it's closer to reality. It's
easier to find in real life people speaking softly than really whispering to you.
And that's why I'm using a lot soft-spoken voice, because
especially in role plays, because they are supposed to be a little bit realistic. Yes.
And it feels more natural to speak this way than whispering, I think, in role plays.
I think both of us, we have a tendency to do more soft-spoken than really whispering. I don't whisper that much in my videos.
That's true. So it's funny because when we are doing soft-spoken, we always get comments like, why are you
not
using
whispering?
And when I'm whispering, I always I don't get triggered by whispers. So
anyway, everyone has his preferences regarding triggers, but we have a second question on triggers that we will check right after that. So
I think we can
move on to this one exactly. So what are triggers?
Triggers, I think you have the best definition of us two.
Okay. Yeah, on my French version videos, we talked about this one, and to me, triggers are basically sounds, mostly tapping sounds or crinkling sounds or wood sounds also, and basically they are sounds that you hear in your everyday life, but you do not really care for them at the time, because we all have our life, we are all doing one thing after the other. We don't really take the time to appreciate what we got and everything that we hear and that we see, unfortunately. I'm a big advocate for really embracing the environment. Even when you're in the city, what I love to do is to watch and stop and take photographs of every small details that I see. And I think this is somewhat related to triggers into ASMR, because same with all the sounds, we do not take the time to really appreciate them, and that's something that ASMR is about. It's about appreciating all the small sounds that we hear all the time that we do not really care for. So this is one thing, all the sounds, but there are also other types of triggers like whispering, soft-spoken, and also personal attention and visual.
Okay. It's often forgotten, but sometimes people are triggered just by visual images. And it's very common. And for example, we see people that are triggered by hand movements or just by colors, lights, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's often not spoken about. And triggers are, I think, very personal. You can love triggers that some other people will hate, and I think that everyone has his own triggers. And sometimes, for example, I love many ASMR triggers. I'm very receptive, but I don't like at all food sounds. Eating food.
Meltdowns.
It's not really my thing at all. It's like misophonia for me, which means that I really get a bit, like I feel a bit harassed by...
hurt by the sound.
Yeah. And I think, but some other people just love food sounds, and I get, not a lot, but sometimes I get requests about, will you create a food sound ASMR video?
And yeah, of course, every person doing ASMR videos will focus on usually will focus on triggers that they personally like, because they know these triggers, they watch this type of videos, and they know how to make a good videos with these triggers that they like. So yeah, maybe this is why we don't really do mouth sounds or eating sounds, for example, because we're not really into that. But it's very personal.
Yeah.
Personal, once again.
Triggers are personal. There are some very common ones, like tapping. I think it's very common and quite easy to do it.
Soft-spoken whispering is very easy.
Yeah, things like that. And I think we've explained what triggers are.
Okay, so next question. Have you ever experienced ASMR in your everyday life when you were small or even these days?
Yeah, so I'll start. For me, my first souvenir. Very French. My first souvenir of ASMR in real life was when I was young. I didn't like to go to the doctor because I was sick and it took time, but I loved the fact that it was checking on me and just...
taking its time, and
I loved it.
Personal attention, basically.
That's it. I just felt very well, and even if I didn't like to go to the doctor when I was doing the consultation, it was a very enjoyable time for me. And another example is when I was taking exams at school. I loved when the room was very quiet with no one talking.
Everyone was working and writing.
Everyone was just writing on their paper, just the sounds of pen and paper. I thought it was very relaxing, which is a bit contradictory with the fact that I was in the middle of an exam. But that's two examples for me of ASMR in every day, but there are a lot of other times. What about you?
The example that I gave during the other videos and that I still have in mind is when I was working on some documents. And I remember some people helping me with the document for basically the state and all those boring stuff, and they are very meticulous and helping me very calmly and softly. And I remember this guy who was very soft and who basically really talked in soft spoken, even though it was everyday life. And this was a very great experience because the person was talking very slow, very calmly, and just the voice of the person was very, very relaxing.
I'm thinking about Zootopia when you are saying this. Someone working at the official documents and and doing things very slowly. But it's a movie.
And the second one was when I was working at my old job. I had someone on the phone and we were talking about the project, and he was doing some calculation and writing and talking out loud about numbers and stuff, but halfly whispering because he was talking to himself, and I found that very, very relaxing. I was on the phone and I was just enjoying the situation, and I really enjoyed this one. And once again, this one was unintentional. The guy was doing his thing and I was just enjoying the relaxation of it, but could have been very not relaxing for other people.
Yeah, ASMR in everyday life is most of the time unintentional ASMR.
Unintentional.
Yeah, that's the word that we use when we want to say that it triggers ASMR.
But it's not supposed to. It's not a ASMR video or anything.
It just happens. Like Bob Ross videos, for example, are probably the most famous ones for unintentional ASMR triggers, because everyone loves Bob Ross, but no one really thought about ASMR before.
It was not. The term was not existing really. I'm sure people were watching his program and being relaxed by it, but no one said, "Oh, that's ASMR. I just love this one."
Yeah, it's very, very recent acronym.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Okay, so next one is when you're enjoying ASMR and you like ASMR, how do I make other people discover it, and how can I talk about ASMR to someone who doesn't know what it's like, what it is, and who maybe even have heard of it but in a bad way, like in some reaction videos, or like, oh yeah, ASMR people eating food and whispering weirdly, this type of thing. How do you talk to them, and how do you explain that you enjoy it and that it's enjoyable?
Yeah, it's very, very good question, I think, because
it's difficult one.
It's very difficult to explain to people what is ASMR and why they shouldn't be
afraid of.
Yeah, afraid or
mocking.
Some people, I feel really harassed, feel very bad when they discover ASMR, because it's most of the time, like you said, in
bad situations.
Yeah, the ASMR is not something that you want to hear at TV, for example. You are not in the mood for ASMR. It's like if I'm going in the street and if I'm starting to sing right next to you, like hard rock or things like that, you won't enjoy it. It's not because hard rock is especially bad, it's just because it's not the situation, it's not the adequate time.
You need to be introduced to the thing before it's going to happen, just so you know what it is and not to be surprised by it. And the issue with some documentaries that we can see nowadays regarding ASMR is that they show you something, they show you someone doing a role play or whispering, but they do not tell you anything else, and you're just not understanding what's going on. So maybe that's not the good way to learn about ASMR and what it is and how to enjoy it.
And if I want to introduce someone, like really introduce someone to ASMR and explain calmly what it is, I try to find examples of unintentional ASMR that could have experienced this person. For example, I often try to ask if the person is enjoying nature sounds. Like if you are going to the forest or near the sea, do you enjoy it? Do you feel relaxed? Most of the time, people will say, I feel good, and I will answer, this is ASMR. You just experienced ASMR, normally. And then, after they discover that they already experienced it, it's easier for them to understand all the other triggers and why are ASMR artists making videos.
And I think that what's tricky also about ASMR is that when people really enjoy it, they do not really talk about it to anyone. It's very personal. And so recently I said to some of my friends that I was making ASMR videos, and one of my friends told me that he's been watching ASMR videos for 2 years almost every night, and I had no idea, and he never said to anyone, I believe. So even when you know some person watching ASMR, well, they are not talking about it. So when you watch a documentary on ASMR, you think that it's weird, and you think, I don't understand, people watching these are weird, and they are not people that I know, they are not my friends. But if you know this person that you like is watching ASMR videos, or this friend you have is watching ASMR videos, you will have a different way of experiencing, and you will have a different gaze on ASMR, and maybe you will be more inclined to like it and to have a good approach to it. So that's why I think it's important to, in some way, not hide the fact that you enjoy it, because
it will be easier for the other person to understand what it is and to just think if this person that I like is enjoying this. Maybe
it shouldn't be this bad.
Yeah, maybe it's something that I can like too.
But I understand it's very complicated to talk about this, and of course you shouldn't feel pressure to do so. I understand it's very personal too, so I understand why not many people talk about this, but I know that one of the reasons that I stopped for so long doing ASMR videos is that because I didn't want to get too popular and to have too many people watching my videos, because I was afraid of what if my family, what if my friends would know about my videos, what would they think of it, because it's still very new, and many people have a weird experience with it and do not like it and find that it's weird. So I think it's a shame, because it really is helping a lot of people to deal with their issues with sleep, with the life in general, and I hope ASMR will get even more popular now that I'm okay with doing ASMR videos, really, and I really hope that it can help more people.
So we can go to the next question.
Okay.
I think.
So next question is, do you think that YouTube, the platform for putting ASMR videos on, really is the best platform we have, or maybe in the future, or even right now, there wouldn't be some other platform which could be interesting to watch ASMR video, or anyway to experience ASMR, maybe visually or with the audio files or anything?
Yeah, it's a question that is more and more asked and more, I think, important, because like 99% of ASMR is on YouTube, and most of the views and reviews come from YouTube, but it's
Revenues, you mean?
it's a bit frightening, because more and more ASMR artists are trying to make a living on this, or at least to make some decent revenues from ASMR, because it's a lot of work. So some people decide to work full time or to work half time on making ASMR videos, and they should get some revenues from it. It's normal, it's a work. But YouTube is right now paying people quite correctly, we could say. But if they decide to just reduce the revenues, we can't say anything. YouTube is almighty God about this, and we just accepted to follow what YouTube is saying when we agreed to put videos on YouTube.
And what you mean is that you don't really have a choice, because really there is one big website to post videos and to have a big community behind, and really that is YouTube at the moment.
Yeah.
They are Dailymotion, they are Vimeo, but they are not quite big, and there's not the same community basically.
Yeah, and that is a problem right now, because if YouTube if YouTube starts to decide to reduce the revenues or things like that, we can't say a thing, and we will be in a bad situation, I would say. Maybe not very bad, but it would be a shame to be in this situation. And what I hope for the future is that a big company will try to make a different platform, a very big competitor. Like not Dailymotion, not Vimeo, because it's not the same kind of power actually. But if a company like Amazon or Apple or another company is really trying to create a competitor, it could be very interesting for the environment, because being the only one and being almighty God, like I said, is not good for creators. If there was another big website it could be very interesting for everyone.
Well, this is actually one of the reasons why I do not feel like doing this full time, making it this my job, because indeed I do not know how it's gonna be for YouTubers in 2, 3, 5 years, with YouTube basically doing everything that they want, because it's their right, this is what they do, but I do not feel like it's a secure job, and this is something that can really be steady in my life.
Yeah, and for example, if you read the agreements, the terms of YouTube when you are a creator, the agreements, it's written that if they decide to not pay you, you can't say a thing. Yeah, they just can cut what they owe you. They owe you some money, but they can decide to stop, and you can say a thing. And I think it's not something that is very reassuring and encouraging people to be only on YouTube. So maybe in the future some other big competitor could make some things change.
But what I enjoy anyway right now with YouTube is that ASMR videos, and all videos basically, or almost all videos, are free. And this is something very important, I think, for YouTube and the videos, but especially ASMR, when they have such positive impacts on people. I really like that the fact that it's a free content, and that it shouldn't get privatized.
No, because many people are enjoying it, and they can't pay for this kind of content. For example, my viewers are very young. I have a lot of viewers that are aged between 13 and 24, and most of them, they say that
they couldn't pay anyway.
They can pay, because when you are 13, you don't have any money to spend online.
As a creator, I wouldn't want to do a private content where you have to pay to watch, because what I do is for everyone basically. I don't want to have some specific videos for the one who pay. This is why on my Patreon, for example, there's nothing basically. People can give money, but I do not have any specific content for them, because that's not how I want to do videos. But anyway, it's a personal choice. I do also understand people who do differently. I'm fine with it, but that's not how I want to do my videos.
Yeah, and I'm on the same page on this. Incredible. Perfect English.
Next question.
Yeah, next question.
Okay, so next question is how we imagine the future of ASMR. Firstly, globally, on YouTube or on anywhere else. And secondly, on our specific channels, what we have in mind for our future videos.
Okay, so I will let you start.
Okay.
What is the future I face ASMR?
Well, first of all, I think we've come such a long way, because when we started, it was basically in the first years. We started in 2013.
Yeah.
And
That's
ASMR
correct.
is basically 10 years old, or not even 10 years old. And I mean, we have some amazing content creators who have passed 1 million subscribers. Some ASMR videos are trending, and this is incredible, because it's always been a niche in YouTube, and now it's really on the surface, and anyone can get to know these videos, and more famous people say they watch ASMR, and it's very becoming something that more and more people know and enjoy. That's a great thing for us, I think.
It's very interesting to see how fast it evolved, because I watch a lot of streams on Twitch, and when I started ASMR, no one knew ASMR on Twitch. No one was talking about it. It didn't exist. But now, when a streamer is like talking slowly or whispering a bit,
ASMR.
Everyone is writing ASMR in the chat, and it shows how fast it became trending. And as you said, more and more videos are getting trending on YouTube. For example, gentle whispering or ASMR darling.
And what I also enjoy about, I forgot what I was going to say.
maybe well,
Oh, yeah,
the future?
No, regarding how fast ASMR has changed, one of the things that I've noticed is that for us, the classical channels that we've enjoyed back in the days, like Heather Feather and all these big names, the Water Whispers, VeniVidiVulpes, all these are very classic ASMR for us, and ASMR which existed 5 years ago, but for people who discovered more recently did not even know our classic and what we see as classic ASMR. And this is a sign that it's evolving so fast. And yeah, some of these channels, like VeniVidi, she didn't post for years now, I think, and it's very changing very fast, I think.
And what do you think about the future? What will be the next thing for ASMR?
Well, what I would like to see in ASMR, I'm not sure that it's going to be the future, but what I would like to see more are some role plays where the viewer is really a character in a story. For example, I would love to see some very detailed script scenarios, almost film-like, movie-like, complex scenarios, and even with some choice.
Some, what do you say it?
Multiple choices. For example, at the end of a video, you have the choice between two things, and I would love to see some very in-depth. I know some are existing.
MassageASMR, for example, did something like that, but for triggers. Like you watch a short video with one trigger, and at the end you can choose between two triggers, and you can make some kind of a path of triggers. It's very fun and very well done, but it's not a story.
And I would love to see this kind of thing. I know they exist, but they are very rare, and mostly because they are demanding so much work from the person making them. So this is the kind of video I would like to see in the future, meaning still some ASMR relaxing content, but with an incredible story behind it, and very choices, and very much like you're the character in the movie, you know. I would love to see this type of videos, even though at some point it shifts away from the ASMR relaxing content, but just really videos where you're part of a movie. This I would love to see, really.
Okay.
What do you think?
On my side, I think that ASMR will go out of YouTube more and more, and will be something else than videos only, I think. So, for example, it will be more and more usable on apps, because it will be...
Some exist, some dedicated.
Apps are trying to find a niche to take the market, because it will become a market, of course. People enjoy the content, so some people will try to make money from it. It's quite normal, I would say.
It's already the case on YouTube, but you don't really pay for it. You watch advertisings, but you're not paying for the content.
And I think that paid content will be more and more maybe popular. And what I expect to see, I don't know if it will work, but it may exist, is like shops, little shops, where you will be able to experience ASMR for short sessions, like if you would like something you would take for a massage. For example, you go to a massage shop, you take a 20-30 minutes massage, but instead of that you are taking an ASMR session. I think that it may exist in the future, because some people are already making research about it, and they are already trying to make a business plan from
research regarding
shops.
Okay.
Making real shops and making ASMR into these shops.
One thing I really would like to see in the future also are real researchers on the ASMR, what people experience as ASMR, because there has been some research, but no clear conclusion on what this phenomenon is, and is it just placebo, which is possible, or is it really something measurable and existing.
Yeah,
and this I would love to know more about.
Yeah, because right now it's not something that is really clear. There are a lot of surveys asking for people many things to understand a bit more, but no real scientific
proofs. Yeah,
not yet. And it would be very interesting to have some proofs or some studies about it. And about your channel, your ASMR channel for the future.
Yeah, so what I would love to do is that even though I'm going to have a new job very soon, I would love to stick to the pattern of 1 video per week, because I really do not want to go away for such a long time like I did before. I really want at least to keep that rhythm, that pace, and also keep up the quality of my videos, because I don't want to do a video per week, but of poor quality, of course. I want to keep at least the same quality level, even though even better would be great, of course. But basically my goal right now is to produce quality videos and regularly.
It's more work than you can imagine, because you are watching a video, it's like 30 minutes and you think, yeah, it took maybe an hour to make it.
But it's much more than that, actually.
Because you have to think about it, you have to prepare the scene.
The setup.
You can't see it right now, but there are lights here.
I can take a picture to post on Twitter after.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll take a picture.
So you will be able to see maybe a bit more backstage. There is lights here. We moved everything around us to make it clear and enjoyable to see. There are work on the audio track. There is work on the audio track and on the video to make
editing, exporting, uploading,
responding to comments and things like that. It takes a lot of time. On my side, it became a full-time job, and I do not stop to work almost every day. It's like 12-hour days, because making videos is really more work.
Really does take a lot of time.
Yeah. And on my channel, what I would like to see on the future is what I'm doing right now, because I started my channel in
English
in 2013, and I was doing like 1 English video out of 2 videos. It was 50% French, 50% English videos, and I liked it because it was making me speak English on camera, in front of the camera.
Yeah. And training, basically.
It's very hard for me to speak English, and I try to make it better, of course. But because I was lacking time, and because I was maybe not brave enough to do this, I started to
do French more.
French more and more, and recently I'm only making French videos, which I think is a shame, because the English...
You've lost people who started with you with the English and went away as time went by because all your videos was in French.
Yeah, and the person that supported me the most on my ASMR channel, someone that supported me for more than 3 years, was American, and he discovered me because I was making English ASMR. And I think it's a bit of a shame to have stopped to make English ASMR, and I would like to make a lot more of them, but it will be quite hard. I will try anyway. That's what I want for the future of my channel.
Okay.
So I think we have
one more question.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah. So, one last question.
Yeah. So, which are our favorite creators, ASMR content creators? So, I think that we both do not watch as many ASMR videos as before, as when we were younger, but still we have some ASMR artists we loved in the past, and that also some new ones that we discovered recently that we can bring up front and talk about.
But it's so hard to choose, because like when I'm watching at my subscribing list on YouTube, it's like dozens of names, and
many are very good, so it's hard to do a short list.
Yeah, we will try to select a few ones. I think that Karuna, Satori will be...
We very much enjoy Karuna Satori. I think she's very natural in her videos, and yes, what we said in the French video is that sometimes she's not very meticulous and very detail oriented, but it's her style and we're very fine with it. She's very natural.
I love how she
ramble. Sometimes she just talks about
and
anything.
how she
tongue clicking. I love a thing when she starts.
I forgot the word. When she's improvising. Improvising.
Rambling, talking about anything basically. Okay, so 2 small content creators that I really much enjoy and would like to bring up front is that one that I've enjoyed and found out this week or last week is HappylilASMR, and I know she's subscribed to me, so I very much enjoy her videos because I think she's so creative, and I remember 2 of her videos that I watched recently. First one is her most recent one is Indiana Jones style ASMR videos, which is very creative.
Right, must be fun.
Yeah, and the other one is a medical roleplay, but with some strange extraterrestrial creature. And all her videos are looking so different. She's very innovative, and she really is doing some very interesting things, even though I feel like sometimes some sounds can be quite rough, and maybe sometimes her camera is not giving us some great details, but the idea is there, and the motivation is also there, so it's been a great discovery for me. I'm very happy to follow her now. And second one I wanted to talk about is Calliope Whispers, which is very much adorable, and even though she's struggling with some other jobs and some personal issues that I've understood, I very much enjoy her videos, and I'm glad to see what she's going to come up with next.
So, on my side, I didn't know these 2 names, but I will check it, yeah, of course, because it looks very promising. But I would like to talk about someone that is a lot more famous than us, but it's Hermetic Kitten, because I think that even if she's very well known,
she's so nice.
She's a lovely person on video, but she's also a lovely person
away from the camera. Also,
when you are talking with her by email or things like that, she's always responding very, very nicely, and she's always taking time to make a nice answer, even if she has a lot of work. It's amazing how many videos she's doing while answering to everyone. It's quite crazy. So I wanted to talk a bit about her and just say that she deserves a lot, and I would like to see her reach 1 million subscribers one day.
Yes, please.
make it work.
So I was talking also about some old school
like MassageASMR,
VeniVidiVulpes. I think people do not always know her because she stopped doing ASMR videos, and
it's a shame because she's so good.
Yeah, and I also remember MaleSoothe, which is a very he's a very old ASMR artist, but same just like VeniVidiVulpes, he stopped doing ASMR videos, but he was my favorite male artist when I started, and really it is a shame that he hasn't been posting, because I would love to see more of him. But
about male artists, I love
Fredsvoice.
we love Fredsvoice. I thought about the same.
ASMR Zeitgeist. I believe that his visuals are amazing, and even the sounds. He's doing really some amazing job with no real studio, no real area, because when you watch this video you feel like he's got everything all prepared and all professional, but really he's just like us, doing it in his bedroom, and the quality of his videos are very amazing.
And I wanted also to talk a bit about someone that is quite famous, but not
so much.
Not so much, is the ASMRnerd. and he's specialized in gaming ASMR videos. He's only making videos on Skyrim, on old Game Boy games, things like that.
He's got a very calm and a very nice voice.
It's very not funny, but it's so nice to see how enjoyable his voice is and how enjoyable he seems to be. He looks like a good guy,
very
and it helps a lot to know that he's looking like a very nice guy in real life, because when you are listening to him you can kind of hear it. And very, very enjoyable person.
I'm going to check just to make sure that I've not forgotten someone I want to talk about.
Anyway, we will forget many people.
I'm sure, but we're going to add all the name in the description box.
We'll try.
And maybe even some of the more that we forgot.
Yeah, but I can't put all the names that I would like to put in the description because YouTube won't allow me to write that much.
I know who I want to talk about.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just have to find.
Because, my list is like maybe 100 names.
Too long. I really enjoy Gibi also. Really, I think she's very nice, and we didn't talk about her in the first videos, but I really, really enjoy. And just like you, she's doing lives also on Twitch and such.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's really a full-time dedicated person to her YouTube videos.
I should check that too.
She's very nice. She seems anyway very nice.
And for the French one,
l'APC.
Yeah, because
He's putting so much work in his videos.
l'APC is one of the most famous French ASMR artists, and he's always making very, very creative roleplays, like roleplays that are not being made apart from him. Like he made roleplays about Willy Wonka, roleplays about the character
Pennywise.
from It, Pennywise from It. Who would have thought about making a roleplay of Pennywise? And he did it, and it's very, very interesting. And
he's putting so much work in his videos, in every visual details, and for the sound also. I think he's a perfectionist, but the result is amazing too, so good for us.
Yeah, and he tried to be full-time creator last year, but he didn't make it because it's a bit
of a shame.
It's a bit of a shame, but he's putting so much work on his videos that every video is taking a lot of time for him, and even if he has quite a lot of views on it, it's not enough at all to make a living from it. It's very nice, it's very well done, but it's maybe too much work to make a living on it. It's it's a bit of a shame, but he's still making it, he's still keeping doing it, even if he stopped trying to be a full-time creator. And I think that it's great, because he could have been disgusted a bit by not
this experience and the fact that he couldn't make it his job. But
it was a bit of a dream for him, so I would like to share his name to maybe encourage him.
And we support you. Okay, so very last one I wanted to talk about is Phoenician Sailor. So I know you're watching some of my videos, so hi again. And I very much enjoy his videos, and why I want to talk about his videos is the fact that he's so original and doing many videos with some famous character. So last one is with Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, but there's been Wolverine, and there's been one on Broadchurch, the TV series too.
It's a very good one.
And I think that it's a very... First, all the videos are of amazing quality, visual, audio, everything,
perfect.
Acting too. And I think it's a nice way to introduce someone to ASMR with, for example, a video of this TV show that I know you enjoy. For example, for my father, I've shown him the Broadchurch video because I know he enjoyed this TV series, and that's a way to show him that it's related to something he likes, and maybe it's easier to start with such roleplays.
And he's a very a bit good-looking guy. He's very charismatic.
Handsome.
He's handsome. So it's very easy to introduce him to other people, because he's looking good, he's acting naturally. And
he's a good actor too.
Yeah, and he's most of the time soft. It's
soft-spoken,
soft-spoken, so it's quite easy to start watching him if you don't know ASMR too much, I think.
And I think too that he's very creative and original in his role plays, because that's one thing I want to look to do in the future, is to do some more original role plays. And I think that I'm doing mostly medical or classic role plays with a haircut or a cranial nerve, but what he's doing is completely different. And even though when he's trying to do some regular ASMR classic videos, there's always a twist, there's always something different, and that's what makes him so interesting.
I love that always being original. I think it's nice.
So these are the ones that we wanted to talk about. Well, I know we are both subscribed to many other channels, and it's hard to pick who to talk about, but these ones are not the most famous one, but they are the one that we would advise you to go check some videos out.
And we will put some other names on the description, as you said.
And I think I do not have any more questions.
I think it's okay.
So I think that we've answered some of the most common asked questions regarding ASMR.
Yeah, it's not Q&A exactly, because we didn't take all the questions, but we selected a few of them to make a topic about ASMR and its future.
And what we think of it, basically, because we are doing mostly role plays together, and today we wanted to do something different and talk about our experience with ASMR, with viewers, and with other creators.
Yeah, and it's something that we didn't make before, and we are both enjoying it. So we hope that you did enjoy it too.
And thank you very much for watching. And please go check the names in the description and go subscribe to their channels if you enjoy them.
And don't hesitate to answer one of our questions. If you want, we love to exchange with you, and we would love to hear what you have to say about ASMR, about if you have experienced ASMR in real life.
Yeah, and how do you talk about ASMR to people who do not know it, or anything like this? Do you have any right way to do it? You have even thought about it, done it in the past? And anyway, if you want to answer the question that we've answered, and so we can share our point of view,
it will be interesting. Thanks for watching us. Thanks a lot for making.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, for watching. I think it's the correct word. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye. Si jamais tu as apprécié cette vidéo, n'hésite pas à laisser un pouce bleu, à t'abonner et à me rejoindre sur mes réseaux sociaux. Tu peux aussi soutenir mes créations sur Tipeee. Tous les liens sont dans la description. Merci à toi et à très bientôt.